Good morning, my friends. Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone's doing well today. They notify me that I started a live video. I don't know why they tell me that. I know that. Maybe it's a different page. Good morning, everyone. Oh, Lady Sue. It's fun. Good morning, Michael. How are you? Hi, Sharon. So, who's ready to watch me paint? Is anybody going to paint along with you this morning? Good morning, Ellen. How is everyone? So, today, Ellen had asked me to paint cherry blossoms. I did them the other day, and the painting that I had done was super complicated, and I was afraid I wouldn't be able to think and paint that at the same time. I don't even know if that just made any sense, but sometimes if something's too complicated to do, I get lost in it and I forget to talk to you guys or read what's happening. Yes, that has happened. So I found this photo that I took last year of cherry blossoms. So I was at, we did a race in DC this past weekend, a 5K, in honor of my niece who is a colon cancer survivor. And in the middle of the race, I was, of course, stopping. We walked. Not everyone ran. I walked with Erin and her other friends. And I stopped and took photos of cherry blossoms. But I didn't get as many as I wanted because in the middle of a 5K race, I can't make everybody wait for me. You know how that is. Hi, Irma. I can be a little irritating with the stopping to take photos, but Erin was nice. Actually, when I painted that other photo, someone said to me, oh, it looks like you're looking right up at the cherry blossoms. And Erin took a picture of me taking a picture of the cherry blossoms. And I was like really looking up into them. Oh, it's painting in your studio late night. How nice. Happy Wednesday, Allie. The photo's pretty. So I don't know if I like this yellow down here. Do you guys like that? I can't decide if I want to keep the feel of that or if that's just not really in my color palette. But you know what? I've been painting out of my color palette all week, so I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like that color? Do you not like that color? And I did like a million things already this morning, but I haven't thought about this. Now, I could either start this with kind of putting in the colors that where I want them to be, or I could do, maybe I'll do the pink. You love the yellow. Okay, orange, yes. Orange and yellow. Yes, it's definitely more orange. Actually, I got this new color here that would be perfect for that from Vasari called Naples Orange. Oops. Maybe I will play with that. Okay. So, should I make... Good morning, Mary Eileen. How are you? Should I do a full... I could do the whole back... Well, and I love this little blue peeking up here. So maybe I'll make my background a gradation of blue to yellow. Why not? Shows orange. Yes, it's orange. Okay. So I need a paintbrush. I think the orange and blue in the sky would be dramatic. Okay. Yes, I agree. Okay. So I'm going to do blue at the top and orange at the bottom and see where this leads us. All right. I don't know if that's... I don't know about this color. It's a little wonky, but... all right. That's a little better. You'll need a touch of orange in the stems to balance in the background. Yes. Yep. And like that, I love that spot of pink there. So anyway, when we were in DC, everything was like blooming. Not everything, but all the cherry blossoms and a lot of the things. Like I got beautiful tulip photos, and it was just nice to be somewhere where it feels a little more like spring. But I know it's coming here too. Good morning, Ellen. Ellen, you asked for the cherry blossoms. It doesn't look like a photograph. And you know what I did too? It's so So I don't know what it is. I have this, I keep using the same brush where this thing comes off and it's wobbling around. You think I would either glue it or throw it away, but I do neither. I just keep pulling it out of my stash. All right, so there we go. I got the transparent down. That was easy. I was saying, oh, and then I did this just to give an idea as we're working on it. I made a black and white version because look how dramatic those darks and lights are. Sometimes that makes like the strongest painting. And sometimes, yeah, it's really hard to see. You know they're white flowers, but where that, you know, kind of gray is in there, it doesn't look as dark as it does if you look at it in black and white. This is oil paint. Okay. Now I'll get my pigment sticks out. Have a sip of my coffee. See my center line there. Yeah, so it's been busy. I haven't had a lot of time to paint lately. So we've had a lot of things going on. We were in DC, and now this coming weekend we're going to Pittsburgh for an event for my daughter's sorority. So that will be fun. But I don't get time to paint then. I'm going to put a little blue in here. Is there a way to get the whole iPad? Yeah, I can pull this back a little bit. Is that better? And it's up above your words, right? Yeah, people always ask, I put this on YouTube when I'm finished, and people always write to me and ask me to film it sideways so that it's not vertical, so they can see it better, but I can't do that because I'm always filming when I'm on Instagram. I can't quite figure out how to change that. I'd have to film it with two things at once, but I hope that looks better. I'm just rambling. And today, for anybody in my inspiring art group, words are on the painting. Is there a way I can move them? I can go like that. Is that better? Now when I move it down, I have to remember to get it back in this position when I go down to mix colors. Whoops. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Could you crop the, what'd you say, Michael? Did I miss more? Yes, I know people use two phones at one time. So, Allie, I know, I was thinking about that in the middle of the night. So they literally own two phones? Like that would be an expensive adventure. Or you just don't, do you use it to film? Or would I do have like a DSLR camera, but Emily has it at her house. I could get that and try it, but you know me and that technology, it overwhelms me a little bit. Good morning, Patsy. Do I prefer canvas or boards? I prefer boards. Could you crop the video to square? I did try that, Michael. I should try it again. I have done that. It takes a long time to do it, and I've done it in I'm trying to think what I did. I think I did it in Color Story or something. Cropped the whole video and then uploaded it. I should try that again. Okay, that's a crazy mess, but at least I have some underneath colors. Yeah, maybe I'll try that today. And like I find it tricky to crop like inside of Adobe Rush or iMovie, but I'm learning. Could crop to square, yeah, might be a little better. We're using oil sticks on watercolor. No, it was oil paint. It was just a transparent undercoating of oil paint. Oh, an old phone, yeah, maybe that means I need to get a new one. Use an old phone, I keep them. Well, my son always takes my old phones. Why boards? Yes, they are smoother. Boards are a smoother surface. Oh, well, Michael, that would be fabulous. I should have asked you in the first place. Okay, so I'm going to mix some greens, this orange, blues, and then a lot of the flower areas are values of gray. So I like to think about my highlights. Let's say my highlights are cool, because that white looks like a very cool white. So I'll make my shadow areas of that gray a little warm. We'll see how that goes. Nice beginning of an abstract. Yeah, I love how abstract it always looks in the beginning. And I'm itching to do an abstract. I have a big canvas ready to do like an acrylic abstract on it, just because I always get itchy to do new things at this time of the year. I don't know why. Oh, I got this to play with too, solvent-free gel. I was going to see what that was like if any of my paint feels thick today. All right, so I need some, I'll start with my dark green. What color that's? Really dark. Can you paint over the oil sticks? Yes, you can paint right over the oil sticks. And I love like when bits of that color shows through. Sometimes they get covered up. Sometimes they just kind of add a creamy texture to work on top of. But in the end, when I paint and a little bit of that color shows through, I love it. I am in Lancaster, Pennsylvania in the United States. Good morning, Dawn. I don't actually have any sap green out here. I have more kind of bright viridian colors. It's from whatever I painted yesterday. Oh, that crazy bird. I did a bird and it turned out all too colorful. I loved it. But it was a little crazy. It's not bad. Kind of an odd green, but it doesn't look too far off. Put some lemon yellow in there to lighten it. And yeah, you can do paintings. Good. Yeah, the bird had a lot of attitude, didn't it? It was fun. I couldn't decide what I wanted to paint yesterday morning, and I had just, I didn't paint all weekend, so sometimes it's almost like I think I forget how to paint, even if I'm only gone for 3 days, which is ridiculous, but that little creepy voice comes in and says, you will not know how to paint because you haven't done it for 3 days. So I kept not being able to decide what I wanted to paint, but landed on that bird finally. I think I thought about it more than I actually spent time painting, which is crazy. All right, so I need, I'm going to do that red that's kind of in there in places. Make it a little warm. Pretty. I don't need much of that. There's just bits of that color. Oops, wait, let me close this door. Can a painting with acrylic colors be equally nice in the end as one with oil colors? Marlene from the Netherlands. Now wait, all right, I would say absolutely yes. I think it's it's personal preference. I love oil paint. I love the look of oil paint, but I see acrylic paintings that I love. So I don't know why not. This is that color that I got at Vasari, Naples orange. See how close I can get to that. Whoops, orange at the bottom. That looks good. Could do a little bit lighter too. Let me get my Indian yellow maybe, or I'm gonna put some of this in there to lighten it. And I enjoy acrylic painting too. I like both, but oil paint is just so much creamier to work with. Just love oils, but they do take longer to dry. I think that's nice for those. Now I need some grays. And then that blue for the sky. I want to warm my grays, so I have a gray out here so I don't have to spend so much time mixing it. And this is Portland Gray Deep, a gambling color. I have a few gambling grays out here, knowing I was going to need them. And then to warm that, I'm going to put a little bit of brown in there. I could put a tiny bit of purple or blue. Why don't I put just a touch of purple in there too, since it sounds like a good time doing that. That already looks good. I'll put a little bit more French ultramarine blue in there. Warm it up a little bit. I don't like gray straight out of the tube. It's a little flat looking. And then this is Portland Gray Medium. It's a little dry though. No, wait, let me see if I can find that. There's some gambling grays. I think they have three. I think they have light, medium, and deep. That's a nice transition color. But then I want to go cooler with my white areas. And I don't actually have white paint out here. Wait a minute, I keep bumping. I think I need to buy new white. But with blue, you cannot warm a gray. Shouldn't it be a warm color? French ultramarine blue is a warm blue. But I did put a little bit of brown in there too. Add a little bit of this purple in there. Cool that. I could mix colors all day long. Okay, now I need more white. I need to get new paint. I can't get that out. I'm not going to fight with it right now with you guys all here. Let me find another white. So I have my oranges, greens, whites, yellows. Oh, I need that blue for the sky still. Blue for the sky. So let's King's blue. Let's see what that looks like. This is King's blue. It's a really pretty blue. I'll add a little bit of white into that. Maybe all we need. I think that's good. It's a beautiful palette. As I always say, if your palette looks nice together, your painting's bound to work. As long as I kind of get the colors where they belong. Fingers crossed. So, and I usually go in with my, that brush. Kind of my dark colors first. Wisconsin, Italy, California. It's 5:20 in the morning. You got up to watch me at 5:20 in the morning. Allie's in Queens, Central Texas, Michigan. $5:20. Central Alberta, Canada, Connecticut. It's Regina. South Carolina. Charleston, South. Mary Eileen's in Charleston. That's beautiful there, isn't it? I've never been there. Liverpool, Central Florida, expecting a high of 82. Well, I love that temperature. Wow. Lucky you. Love 82. Utah, UK. Ellen's in my backyard, just about exactly. Yeah, Ellen lives 5 minutes from me. Is there any other little bits? I want to put a little bit of sunny but cool. Burlington, Ontario, Canada. Sunny's good, right? I think it's sunny here. Yes, it looks like it's sunny here. Springfield, Illinois. You need to visit Charleston and teach a workshop. Yes, I do. I have to figure out how to figure that out. That would be so fun. Someone had talked about me teaching one in California too, in like really beautiful area. That would be so fun. Or Sanibel Island, maybe. Need to figure all that out. I need to get through France first, though. That's what I need to work on. So that's all kind of a darker gray in there. I have to think about where my light and dark areas are. It's kind of get a little tricky. It's tricky to think about. I do a less squinting. There's this big petal down here. I need a sip of my coffee. So as I paint, I try to let, a little bit of my kind of darker color show through. I mean, my underneath colors, I said that incorrectly. I hear the birds outside this morning. They all sound very lively. And my family's writing to me. It was called the Scope It Out 5K that we ran this weekend in DC, and I guess our family picture might have made it to their Facebook page or something. I'll have to look at it then. Getting all messages that my family's all writing to each other this morning. I like the abstract look of it. It's fun, isn't it? And I always like this stage of the painting before it gets too tight. I'm always trying not to let it get too tight, too. It's always a goal of mine. What's everybody having this morning? Coffee or tea? Do maybe some of this. You're so brave putting in those dark gray shadows before the white petals. I usually go from dark to light, and not necessarily for any particular reason. That's just the way I paint. I don't know if it's just me feeling safe more so than being brave. I'll try to put those whites in at the very end. Is this demo going to be posted somewhere? Yes, I will. Oh, the Van Gogh, that's so fun, Irma. Yes, I always save these videos to, I have a YouTube channel, and there'll also be a link to the YouTube channel on the blog page of my website. And there's a link in my bio to either one of those places. It's already afternoon here, and I did have coffee. Looks very nice. So abstract. Yeah, I like the abstractness too. Yeah, I'm ready for it to be afternoon. I'll have a busy day today, but that's all right. Now as I'm like kind of looking at, I need that to go a little darker in here. Not that it really matters, but I like to follow it a little bit. And this. Right. What did I miss here? Coffee and trying to paint this one in watercolor. I'm adding all the shadows first. My niece goes to Georgetown and I just painted pink cherry. Oh, I was in Georgetown is the cutest little town. We went there and I think we went to a market. I don't know if it was in Georgetown though. We definitely drove through Georgetown and I would love to go back there. That was so cute. I might have just drove through because we were going to get bagels at a place, but it was like so incredibly crowded. And then we ended up going to a little market instead. It might be hard to do your watercolor starting with darks. I usually do the opposite with watercolor. See how it turns out. It's always fun to play though. I'm a watercolorist and an acrylic botanical artist, and I'm loving your approach. I never used oils. Are a lot of fun. I love any art supply though, honestly. Do you have Facebook too? I'm a visual disabled, and Instagram doesn't allow you to enlarge photos. I never knew that. Yes, I am on Facebook, but this video wouldn't be on Facebook. Which yellow did I start out with? Irma said. I started with Indian yellow, and then this color that I just bought the other day when I was at the Vasari place. It's called Naples Orange. Oh, at the bottom here I used Indian yellow. Whoops, I didn't want that to be gray. I thought I had orange on my paintbrush. That little... Is it 8:30? I'm doing okay on time. We need to go to Baked and Wired in Georgetown. Best cupcakes. Oh, next time. What's the name of your account on Facebook so I can find it? Marlene, I think it's Kim Myers Smith. I have Myers in the middle of everything because Smith is, there's just too many Kim Smith artists. I couldn't get Kim Smith anything for a URL. So that's why I use Myers. That's my maiden name in the middle, which my dad would like. But you can take a screenshot on Instagram and then zoom in. Oh, Ellen, that's so smart. Will you save this live? Yes, I will save this. It'll be linked in the blog, my blog page, as well as on my YouTube channel. And Michael's going to show me how to crop it differently before I save it there. Yet another, I'm always having the strangest problems. Like somehow I had to upgrade to have the cloud, my stuff on the cloud. It always makes me nervous because I think I'm going to lose things. But it happened anyway. But now when I go on my iPad, I have like all my photos on there, like my 20,000 photos. I don't want them all on my iPad. Kim Myers Smith. Yes, tell me if you can't find it. Or you could always message me later and I'll help you find it. All right, do I have enough of my dark areas in there to kind of start? Could do some lights and see how it works. Good morning, Emily. I'm still kind of looking at my shadow areas. This is in shadow. And then I'll do kind of that center part of the flowers at the very end. I think I could add some lights in now and see where we go with this. I know, Irma, isn't that fun? You'd think that they'd be tired of watching me paint, right? And my son's in the Philippines right now. How cool is that? And the hole on the other side of the world. All right, I'm feeling afraid a little bit here, so I need, do you wipe? Yes, I have between color, yep, I have paper towels right here in my hand. Oh, thank you. All right, should I put lights in there? Am I ready for that? I think maybe I should. All right. Isn't that crazy? I get cautious about it. It makes me feel nervous to do that. I don't know why. I do get stages of my painting where I get nervous. See how much that picked up that yellow underneath there. It's really picking that up. But I try to let it be spontaneous like that. I like when I have those colors underneath there and then unexpected things happen. That's all good. Do you always paint wet and wet, or do you wait until a layer dries before putting in the highlights? When I paint small, I always paint wet into wet. Sometimes, though, not when I do like a really large painting, because just time constraints and me staying focused. And sometimes the paint like gets too wet. But I prefer to paint wet into wet. And I'm hoping someday when I paint large, I will be able to do it that way. Just as tricky sometimes. A lot of glare on there, isn't there? Not better. I love your process. Yeah, it is. It's a fun process. Keeps it interesting because like now I don't know how things will turn out. It could be good. It could get a little messy looking, but that's all right. I don't understand paintings very well. Can you tell what type of painting this is? It's oil paint. Creamy oils. What do you think? This is little. I always get the sides of my painting messy. Are you keeping it fresh and not too much blending to make your... Yes, I'm trying just to put down those brush strokes and not blend them. It's kind of tricky sometimes to keep that. But I'm trying. It's interesting how it does that look of that yellow to the blue. Love this. We'll need to rewatch. My connection missed a lot, having troubles on my end, Susie. Yeah, you can always watch it later. I'll get it up on my YouTube channel sometime today. There's a nice... Whoops. See, that blended more than I wanted it to right there. I need to kind of lay my white on top more. It's all a little, the underneath colors are coming out a little more than I thought they would. So I'm just trying to work with that. And a lot of what will help give this definition then in the very end is going to be like those little bits in the center. When I put those in, that'll make a difference, but so when I'm squinting, I'm trying to see if I kind of have all the lightest areas. This needs to go a little darker in here. Yeah, that helped. Are there any other? This needs to have shadow right there. Oh, what did I miss there? Sorry if I missed something. This could go gray. light right here. It's very unusual looking, isn't it? Oh yeah, I have my desk next to me is my acrylics desk. I'll be working there today for our inspiring art thing that I'm doing at, what time am I doing that? 11. So if anybody's in my inspiring art membership group, don't forget, I'm doing white space lesson. It'll be fun. It's still looking pretty sloppy, isn't it? I say this is like the scary part. All right, I still need to make sure I have my darks in, and then I could start to play around with the centers of the flowers. So there's a petal there. This is my it needs to go a little lighter right here. Are you painting with oils now? Sorry, I didn't see this until now. Yes, yeah, I'm painting in oil paints. What do we think? Oh, I see something that I missed, and then I'll start playing around with the centers, but I didn't do this petal right there. I don't know. What do we think? This work requires too much patience. It requires a lot of patience. But it is fun. All right, now I'm going to work on these a little bit. This is what's going to help give it some depth and personality. It's always hard to wait till the end to like add in these bits, I think. Might actually take the most patience. I don't understand what I'm looking at on the iPad or using grayscale. I'm not sure. Okay, let's do this. I mean, I do have great paint, but these are, is it actually the reference image? These are cherry blossom flowers. And they look great because they're really just white flowers. Maybe that's what you're asking me. And it's definitely a different color. Can you talk about your favorite brush? Use a wide flat brush. Yeah, this is what I'm using, the Trekell Spectrum Bright 3000 it's called, and it's a size 20. So it's not huge, but it's a pretty big brush. Oh, Irma, because they're white petals, so they see how gray they look on there. So I'm trying to do gray, but I did that color underneath, so it picks up color from underneath and kind of shifts the color a little bit. But I like when that happens. I'm always kind of just playing around. It doesn't have to be exactly like what I'm looking at. Like, I like that it's not, but that's why. Maybe it needs, is the gray too dark maybe? Maybe I need to lighten little bits of it. That might help. Maybe I'm feeling like it's too dark. Let me do that a little bit and see if that helps. Because I did mix some shades of gray here. That helped, didn't it? Grays that lean toward color, and it's a little dark, yeah. If I lighten it maybe like in here a little. There, that's helping, right? Hard to know there, Charlie, without more white. Yeah. Maybe I need to put more white out. I could do a little bit more. White. What time is it? 8:47. Yeah, I can still add a little bit of white. I have enough time. You're just going through the part of it with me where I always do this, where it's like, I don't know if I even like how this looks. And then it all usually turns out in the end. Use a warm white. I tried to make my shadows more warm, so I don't know if I want warm. Like, whoops, that's not white. Where's my white paint? Here's some white. Needs a bit more white in the petals. Yeah, I'll try and do a little bit more white here. Because the whites really are dramatically light. So, oh wait, where's my palette knife? Here, I've got it. More expressive, yeah. It is expressive for sure. All right, let me see if I can lay some color down. Pale blue, yeah, I put a little bit of like purple in here, but I just have to get it to go lay it on top more. I'm holding my breath. I do love video blue. It would be fun. I could add a little bit of that in. I think that's helping. That is laying on top a little bit more because a lot of that underneath color was showing. Yeah, it's better not having as much yellow showing. So that's one of the, ups and downs of doing it the way that I paint and having that color underneath there, because it does show through and it's hard to shift it sometimes. But you always have to take risks, kind of to figure out what works and what doesn't work. I think it's getting its apple blossomness a little bit. I can make that. Let me see. Painting's really bad, but I enjoyed watching someone else paint. Yeah, they don't all turn out, but as long as you're enjoying the journey of it all, it's all good. Oh, and I want to push this toward the back here. And that helped a little bit too. What time is it? 8:52. We're still good on time. Yeah, that gave that flower a little bit more space or something. All right, what do we think? Now it's starting to come together. I'm liking how it looks. What else does it need? Let's go a little darker right there. Really have to simplify an image like this a lot. Yeah, this is a tricky one. Cherry blossoms are not an easy thing to paint. They have, I don't know, I don't know why they're not easy to paint, but they're complex, I guess. I think maybe it's that they look so simple, but they're not. Like there's something very complicated about them. And as much as, you look at an image and you have an idea, I understand its shapes, this is going to be, whatever. And then it ends up being a painting that's hard to do because the shapes are so complicated. Anything else? What is it? 8:54. I need to finish this up. So I'd say this needs a little bit there. And then I think I'm just about finished. I think it's good. I'm going to sign my name. Okay, so you would have wiped it clean a long time ago. I try never to until I get through it, because that's how I learn to be a little bit more confident. So there's my painting. And then there's the colors that I mixed up. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty fun. So thanks for coming and hanging out with me. I will save this today. It'll be on my YouTube channel and on my blog on my website. If anybody wants to be on my email list, just send me your email and I'll be happy to add you. And I do this most every Wednesday. So I'll tag you on my watercolor. Oh yeah, let me see what anybody painted. Thanks for coming. Thanks, Barb. Thanks, everybody. It was fun. I'll see you again next week. And if you're in Inspiring Art, I'll see you at 11 o'clock. Bye.